everyone. Welcome to a thrilling new episode of Immigration Fridays. I'm your host, Prashanthi Vedi, and we're here again to navigate the ever evolving maze of US immigration law. What are we going to be talking about this week? We will talk about the August Visa Bulletin. I always love to talk about the Visa Bulletin. Let's talk about that now and see what changes happened this month compared to last month, and let's see if we have any predictions for the coming months. Starting off with employment-based category EB1. EB1 is extraordinary ability, outstanding professors and researchers, multinational managers and executives. For all other countries, it's current, there's no change. For China, no change, still in November 2022. India is February 2022, no change. Mexico and Philippines also, it's current and remains current. So there's no movement across the EB1 category. The countries that are current remain current, and the countries that are backlogged pretty much remain backlogged, and that's India and China. For EB2, we see much more backlog for EB2. For all other countries, we see a retrogression of 1.5 months. China and India, there's no change. And Mexico and Philippines, we see a retrogression of, again, 1.5 months. So India and China have remained static for a long time. There's been no forward movement at all for EB2. With reference to all the other areas, we are seeing a slight retrogression, but there continues to be a high demand for EB2, and the Department of State has said that they might declare all other countries to be unavailable over by next month because EB2 is reaching its limit. And it's not unusual for them to declare that visa numbers are completely unavailable in the month of September because that's the last month of the fiscal year where they're supposed to be using up all their visa numbers. EB3, skilled workers and professionals, rest of the world continues to be April 2023. China continues to be December 2020. India moved forward to May 2013, moved forward by 1 month. And Mexico and Philippines, there's no change. So you see a small positive movement for India in EB3, and that's encouraging. We might see continue to see some small forward movement next month as well. And I had predicted a small forward movement for August last month, so my predictions have come true. So let's see what happens in September. EB3, all other countries exactly the same. India sees a modest forward movement. This is for EB3 other workers. Same as EB3, modest forward movement for India and no change anywhere else. EB4 is religious workers, juvenile, court dependents. They are a special category, and there is no availability of visa numbers at all in these categories. That's because of unavailability and because of also legislative constraints as well as visa caps. EB5, we see significant advancement for China and India. So this EB5, we are seeing strong forward movement. In all other areas, there hasn't been any change, but China moved forward by 1 year and 10 months. India has moved forward by 6.5 months to 2019. Mexico and Philippines are already current, so is the rest of the world, so there's no change there. In conclusion, we can say so that while some categories like EB2 India, EB3, EB3 India, sorry, EB5 China and India are showing some modest forward movement, most employment-based categories remain frozen this month, especially for the high demand countries like India and China. And we can expect to see retrogression for rest of the world for EB2 next month, because the visa numbers have almost been reached. What are the key takeaways? Again, EB1 remains static. EB2, India has been stuck in 2013, and it's making the slowest movement compared to all the other queues. EB5, we're seeing some meaningful progress. As you see, 1 year, 6 months forward movement is pretty significant. I guess my advice would be that continue to monitor the priority dates and make sure that you explore all your alternatives, see which categories you can possibly qualify in, check to see if you qualify in EB1, try to file interfiling using old priority dates. Also, you can find cross-chargeability, that is, if your spouse is from a different country, remember you can use the priority date from that country. Now let's look into the predictions for the September Visa Bulletin based on current trends and also historical movement patterns, and the approaching end of the fiscal year, which is September 2025. This is what I can say. EB1 most probably stagnant for India and China. Unused EB1 numbers from other categories will most probably be distributed only in September. So next month we might see some distribution of leftover numbers from rest of the world to India and China. So I'm hoping there'll be at least some slight forward movement for EB1, but there hasn't been for a while, especially for India. For EB2, there's not expected to be any forward movement in any of the countries, including rest of the world, because it's oversubscribed. EB3, there might be a slight forward movement for India again, and rest of the world will either will most probably stay put next month as well. For EB2, I'm thinking rest of the world might retrogress or become unavailable. It's already retrogressed in August, so it might retrogress further or become unavailable for rest of the world. EB4, we don't expect that there'll be any change at all. EB5, again, this is the most favorable category for forward movement, so I'm expecting some small forward movement. So let's look at that again. EB1, India, no change. This is my prediction. China, no change. Rest of the world will remain current. EB2, China and India, no change. Rest of the world will likely retrogress or become unavailable. EB3, India, there's likely to be a small forward movement. China, no change. And rest of the world likely to be no change. EB4 is not available at all. And EB5, you can continue to see forward movement for India and China, and rest of the world is current anyway. What are the key insights with reference to these predictions? August is typically a conservative month with little forward movement due to the end of the year, because that's coming close. September is the end of the year. So most forward movement will be deferred to September. If any of the unused numbers will have to be used in September, so we can expect that there might be some adjustments in September, maybe unavailability or slight forward movements. India EB3 and EB5, we can expect to see forward movements, as I said earlier. And of course, applicants should prepare for October, where new visa numbers become available. So it'll most probably be the month where their priority dates are the closest. And with that, that's a wrap of Immigration Fridays this week. Immigration laws are complex. If you need any legal advice on the new policies or on existing policy, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, prashanti@redesq.com, or call us at 212-354-1010. Thank you. See you again next week.